All right, so it's about 2:15 in the morning, and I chose to come to this location because I really want to stay away from people. I want to be able not to distract anyone this night or disturb anyone this night. You understand? So you can see where I am. It's a bit bushy and everywhere is dark. So now I'm gonna start from, I was talking about episode 1. I talked about how I was abused, how my childhood was, how the church, and most especially the church, abused me, my childhood and all of that. So I'll start from the whole process, my childhood, when I was born, where I was born, and the whole process to when I started getting abused. And I'm going to call names and the churches. I'm going to call names and the churches. I'm going to narrate every single story from when it all started. Today's episode 2 of telling the real story of my life. My name is Indigo, guys. I hope you all take out time to listen. All right, so now I was born in the city. I was born in, let's say, call it city. Yes, Abak local government, where my mom's name is Mandu. My late mom's name was Mandu, and before I left, I was born in that city, and I was, my dad came to pick me when my mother was late. That was 2001. Because when I was living with my mom, my mom actually married someone else, Honorable SMSN. My mom married someone else, and so marrying someone else, he didn't have access. My father didn't have access to me so much, so I had to live with my mom all those years. So living with my mom, my dad usually come. I can remember as a young boy, my dad usually always come to time to visit me. Sometimes he just come with gifts to visit me at Abak local government. I believe my dad was living in Port Harcourt. My dad was living in Port Harcourt then, so my dad usually travel from Port Harcourt and come to Abak to visit me. So time to time, I was living under another man's roof. I was living under another man's care. Because since my mom was married to this other man, so I was living under his care, apparently, at Mpokoro Street, I still remember the street, number 10 Mpokoro Street, Abak local government. So, the child now, I remember, my dad usually, I can't really recover, but I knew life was beautiful because apparently I wasn't really hungry. The man usually had at least enough to give, and to not be now in Nigeria, don't be like this. My dad usually have enough to give and to share. Sorry, that man usually have enough to give and to share. So I always, keep up with life. My father would just come once in a while, visit me, and everything changed when my mom died. My mom died at the age of my mom died on my birthday. My mom died at my birthday. That was 2001, 22nd February 2001, and that same birthday was the same date my mom gave birth to twins. My mom gave birth to 2 sets of twins, like twins, gave birth to a boy and a girl. So my mom died as a result of giving birth to those kids. I remember when I was young, I always asked my mom, why is your tummy always big like this? Because my mom usually lied to me about that, having another child. I said, my mom would tell me, I'm eating apple. You tell me that I ate apple, and why my tummy big? So me, I was always laughing. I was always happy because I was with my mom. So the day my mother died, they told me that my mother died. And I can remember vividly that they told me when my mother died. I didn't even cry, bro. Till today, I never even cried at my mom. I didn't even cry over the dismissal of my mom. I didn't even know. Maybe I knew, but I didn't even cry. I just felt okay. And I was just still living my life. Apparently, I was always known for taking risks when I was a child. Sometimes I can remember when I was a baby, when I was playing all these games, I was playing with stone, and stone fell into a gutter. And that small gutter, that small space where there gutter now. So me, I didn't even send. I dip my hand into that gutter. I still have that scar on my hand to today. I dip my hand inside that gutter, and dipping my hand inside the gutter just to remove that stone. I went as far as trying, since I could not pull out my hand, just because make them not come beat me. I don't even care to wait for someone to come and help me push that stone away. I had to drag my hand. I dragged my hand from that stone. I didn't even care if it didn't scratch my bone, my this or not. So dragging my hand, I had a very big scar in my hand because that space was not too tight. It was too tight for me to contain. So I dragged my hand. So all those kind of things. I was known for maybe taking risks and not someone that I don't even care about. Like I wasn't really. Should I use the word emotionless? Emotionless. Because if my mom could die at that age, I didn't even care. That means there was a problem. So I was just living my life. I wasn't even care about. So at the point now, since my mom died, the man had to call my father like, okay, I can't take care of your son anymore. So my dad basically came to pick me. I didn't always know my dad so much. But each time my dad comes to see me, my mom, the time I'll be happy with my dad. I'll be so happy. Each time my dad comes to see me, I'll be happy to receive my dad. So my dad came to pick me 2001, the age of 6. So my dad picking me from back now. We had to go. I remember they used to be waiting for a meeting with my uncles and my aunties. And now my father paid some diaries for all those years of not showing up to pick me. My father paid some diaries to the uncles and all of that. And now my dad now took me. Do you understand? My dad now took me to his home. So my dad took me to his home, to Mpatenin, local government area, precisely where I'm from. My dad built a house. My dad built a house in Mpatenin. I think he built it something like that. Where he had a property in Mpatenin. I think he built it with his family, with his elder brother, something like that. But he had his part of the house. So, and my father also had a property in Ekit. I think almost like 2 properties that he bought from the government, housing estates. So at least my father was not begging for food. He had to give. It wasn't that, So now, coming to my father now, everything changed, bro. Because leaving my father now, it's like I was starting a new life. My father took me in, imagine, but when I was with my mom did not really have time, since I was living in a house where I wasn't raised like my father didn't raise me from a baby. So my father now taking me now, he needed to reset my head. He needed to teach me life afresh. Because I already learned the things I shouldn't have learned. I was living reckless as a baby. So my man go to get time to take care of me like that, because you understand, he did another man's house now. So my father had to start teaching me. If I fuck up, my papa go beat me. Started learning me life. He bought a piano. There was this piano my father bought, and he told me. So imagine, I started learning piano at the age of between 6 and 7. Was when I started learning piano, and I was so excited. I started learning piano. This kind of piano that, this kind of should I call it analog, but you can play it with or without power supply. You have to just be pumping on your leg. When you're pumping it on your leg, it will produce energy, and you play with your hands. So it was a very high class piano my father bought, and I used to play that piano. And I remember people would always come to my house, and I would teach them. As a young boy, it was less than 6-7 years then, or between 6, 7 to 8. I started learning, and I was able to teach people. So growing up, my father had to bring another lady as a stepmom, to be to the family, and life started going, and we were enjoying the process. So everything changed when there was a particular lady my father brought in that one was very okay with me. She was, accommodating. She loved me, and everything was just, do you understand? The process was beautiful until, I don't know if something started happening. My father started going down on finance, something like that, and the lady started changing, something like that. And the end of the day now, I discovered that lady was no longer there, and she left. So my dad probably was thinking about me so much that he was thinking of how he going to leave me for a house, they go work. Do you understand? So since there was no other person to take care of me, my father used to take me to one elderly woman in that village. One elderly woman, one elderly woman. She was a really old woman. So sometimes I would follow that lady to the farm, and my father would go to Uyo, as far as Uyo, because he used to drive one 505 car then. My father had a Peugeot. My father bought this one Peugeot my father had, and I think he now sold that one and now bought another 505. So that 505 was what he was always driving from Badenin to maybe Uyo, something like that, for a walk. So he was go every day when he come back in the evening, to come and pick me from that little woman's house. So me living in that woman's house was like, because there was nobody in the home, so that lady was literally that elderly woman was the one taking care of me. So living there, most times I would just be there, and so everything now changed when my father had to marry another woman, because I believe so well. My papa never even they saying all those things. My father was just trying to see how to take care of me. I'm now going to realize all those things. So my father now married another woman. Married another woman now. This other woman now can be this other woman now can be fire, because this one now all her effort was, I don't know if she was barren, because she was not able to produce child, a new baby. She don't try that. So that frustration wouldn't make her love me, because she don't go and turn and see things we don't do for the family. A few things my father was able to build up. So she believed that if he didn't give birth to my father and to another child now, at least that child will have access to some of those things. So this woman coming to the family now, she just wanted to make profits. She didn't really care about me that much. So that frustration was making her feel that I am the problem. What was going on? So she started going to all these for Ockham, all these how do you call it? All these women, all these white, I don't want to call names of church, but white garments basically. But and they now told her, I don't know if they connived with them to blackmail me, to make my father hate me, so he can push me out of the family. Apparently that was what they actually did, since from village. So now when they went to that thing now, they now took me to that church one night. My father wasn't even, I think my father was resting at home. My father could not come, my papa never go all those places. She now took me to that place, and I was in that church, all this church, mud house, they were just doing all night prayers. Me, I was there, waiting me I know, so people me I be. The next thing they call me outside, they say, who is, they answer me, what do you use to call in your witchcraft coven? Bro, what do you use to call in my witchcraft coven? This entire in the village, because me, I was probably a very weird child. I was so weird that people could not understand. Now why didn't they call me winch? I was probably a very weird child. I was so weird that, do you know the trauma of not being your father? I didn't know you can't come this other environment, and things were probably new to me. And my father I was so stubborn that my father would beat me like this, bro. Even when in the same I learn, I know the grade learn book. I don't go to, but if I want to learn something, I was the best at it. I was so good in school that if I want to learn something, I was the best at it. I was so good in school that I represented St. Paul's Group School, Ecom. I represented that school in quiz competition, and 82 school in Ikpebom local government area, I represented that school, 82 primary school. I came out literally, is it second or third? And that third, now woman win me. It didn't pay me like this. So woman win me for that fight, for that for that quiz competition. I was so angry that woman. If you're going for, we always three of us, the son of the vice deputy, son of the how do you call it, headmaster, and one other girl. So two of us are one. So when they would go, I was always representing. If they ask question for that hall, if they ask, then they can't ask me. They don't know the question. No, say nobody can know that question. So I was that good that I was representing the school, and they now gave, they gave prizes even when they gave prizes that when I came back to school, I was not good. I was not good on any other subject though. I was never good in any other subject. So they had to give me. They had to forcefully give me third position in school because of that credibility of representing the school. Do you understand? So I was so weird that I know they want to do things. If you tell me to do, if you force me too much to do something, I don't go do them. You go cry tire. I only do it when I feel I should do it. So now I now came back to my friend now took me back and do that all those process, being weird and being hardened, being stubborn. I probably guess maybe that was the reason they tried to thought about me as, witch. So I was like, what is it? I also say, which one be witch? I was like arguing with them. I don't know what people are saying. Send you want to go, cause get to tie in, need to use it on bro. In the hospital, bro. Before I know, they were using something they call a year. This they're using a year. This thing they call this how they call this thing? This palm fruit something. They use that a year. They use broom. They use cassava stem. Can still remember these were the 3 items they used to beat me up. I was less than 87 years old. They were beating me up, bro. They were beating me up. They were beating me up. And I could not contain. I had to accept it. I had to come up with a name. I can remember the name I came up with. I told them they used to call me Indigo. Bro, they beat me up so much that it beat me up so much that I was thinking, did I steal? Like I was thinking, what could possibly be the reason? And this church now, because this church was in my neighboring village, Ikoroba. People that even know Ikoroba, this was my neighboring village, Ikoroba. Me, I was living in Ekem. So I was like, what's going on, bro? I had to come up with a name. Maybe they stop till they beat me, bro. May I not go die. I came up with a name. See, Inonegbo. Inonegbo in language means ghost, like ghost bed, like ghost bed. Like I don't know how to explain how. So that was how they stopped. And they now said, don't worry, can you also finish kill them? They will remove it, you will come on you that winch for your body. Then they go on person winch for body, bro. They go on your winch for body. And it started, as at that time, nothing not cast, bro. Because being a neighboring church, some people in my village, they always come that place. They always come that place. So they can always come that. So if I don't cast like that, bro, the next morning, my stepmom now took me back to the village. The process of walking back to the village, the next morning now, I walked out in the morning. There was two of my friends I used to go and play with. I don't remember her name, but I can still remember one of them now that is in this Uyo now. I was in Uyo, something like that, and we are not friends now. We're not friends, but we are talking currently today. Do you know that when I had to go and play with that boy said, no, don't come close to me. Oh. Like, they started despising me. You'll be wincho, bro. I was like, now what for you, bro?